asaṅkhyēyō'pramēyātmā viśiṣiṣṭaḥ śiṣṭakṛchChuchiḥ siddhārthaḥ siddhasaṅkalpaḥ siddhidaḥ siddhisādhanaḥ.
The 27th Sloka, we'll take it up now. The first nama over there is asaṅkhyēyah. Sankhya means number, countable. Asaṅkhyēya means not countable, numberless. Numberless means numerous, innumerable it is. Earlier we had gone through the nama of the Lord Ameyātmā. So over here the meaning is the same, but the name of the Lord is different. Asaṅkhyēyah. One which means he is the one who takes up innumerable names and forms. Normally we only deal with the Lord Dasha avatars, 10 avatars which are very, very prominent for all of us. Starting from the Matsya avatara, we end with Kalki avatar. 10. But in the Bhagavad there are more than 10 which have been indicated to us. Bhagavan's avatar. And then extended over here. It's not just the 10 or the 20 plus over there which are Lord's avatar. Each and every one of us are nothing but his own form. We are all nothing but an avatar of himself. So therefore the one Lord himself has become the many forms, the many names and the attributes which we all have and the activities that we perform. So therefore asaṅkhyēyah means all are nothing but he himself in a different form. It's not only for beings, extended even to things. Everything that is there in front of us is nothing but he himself in a different form. Every being that is there in front of us is nothing but Lord himself in a different form. Not only beings, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, the human kingdom, the devata, all are nothing but he himself in a different form. So the universality of this, all are nothing but he himself. So what is there apart from him? Nothing is there apart from him. Asaṅkhyēyah apramēyātmā. He is of the nature of. Aprameya means one who can never be compared to. Aprameya, incomparable. We can never ever describe him. To try to describe him or to try to define him is not possible at all. We can only compare things which are comparable. So both of them must be more or less of the same quantity. Then only we can compare. They say we can't compare a small ant to an elephant. Incomparable they are. But we can compare an ant to another ant. So when we can't even compare an ant to an elephant, how can we compare the Lord to anything else? He is incomparable. Like him, there is nobody at all. He is unique. To compare him to somebody, that somebody should be also relatively at his level, at his standard. There is nobody over there. Therefore, with whom will we compare him with? Aprameyah. That is the meaning of that. And also another meaning is he is the one who is the source of all knowledges. Where does all knowledge come from? What is the source of all knowledges? Both our subjective knowledge, Advaita knowledge, and the objective knowledge. For all of them, he is the very source. And he can be known, therefore he can be known and experienced, but he cannot be compared. We can experience him, we can realize him and then become him, Advaita philosophy, but it's very difficult to compare. Even our masters who have realized and become Jivan Muktas, if we ask them to describe what is that highest state in which they are reveling in, they wouldn't be able to describe it to us at all. All that they would say is, you also through sadhana reach that higher state, experience it for yourself, then you will know what it is. That higher state can never be explained. It can't be caught in finite words, because it transcends everything. It transcends space and time, it transcends cause and effect, it transcends sound, words, It can't be communicated. It can only be experienced. Therefore, he is aprameyātmā. Viśiṣṭaḥ, almost the same meaning. Viśiṣṭaḥ means something other than. Bhagavan is something completely other than all that we know of. Everything else we know. It's all, we can investigate into it, inquire into it, get at the source of it. So everything becomes knowledgeable. We can become aware of it. But Bhagavan is something completely other than everything. Everything else we can point out to as this. We can say this house. Starting from this solar system of ours, this sun, this moon, this earth, these countries, this country, this state, this city, these people, all are other than, different, separate from. Everything we can point out to over there. All that we can point out to is not Bhagavan at all. So whatever we point out to as this belongs to the realm of matter. Then coming to our own selves, this body, this mind, this intellect, all that which we can point out to as this, Bhagavan is far removed from all of them. Because all that which we can point out to as this comes under the category of substances. Substances have properties. In chemistry we study it. So all the worlds, they are vastus. They belong to the realm of matter. They have characteristics. Moon has its characteristics, the sun has its characteristics, Mother Earth has got her characteristics. The mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, human kingdom, all have their characteristics. We ourselves have qualities, physical traits, mental traits, intellectual traits. So all of them belong to the realm of matter. What about Bhagavan? He is attributeless, no qualities. Therefore, why he can't be classified as a substance? That is why we can never compare him with anything. We can never describe him. We can never define him. So he is something completely other than, apart from. He is unique, he is special. These are only words that we can use, that's all. Unique. Something not the ordinary, out of the ordinary, extraordinary if we may say so. He doesn't come under the realm of matter. What comes under the realm of matter will have qualities, gunas will be there. And what has got gunas, easily we can describe it. Bhagavan is far removed from all of them. And therefore, he is viśiṣṭaḥ. He is something very, very we can't even use the word special. He is something completely other than. Like him, nothing is there. That's why he can't be compared. Dasaru writes very beautifully, "Ee pariya sobagu inyava devarali na kane." Of course, it's not Advaita there. He is talking about the Lord Krishna, Vishnu there. He picks up so many of the characteristics over there. Whether it is beauty, whether it is courage, whether it is in purity, whatever it is. He says you can't be compared at all to anybody. You're incomparable. Like you, there is nobody else. You are so special. You are so unique. Like you, there is nobody else. If there was somebody like him, we could have compared him with that. Therefore, viśiṣṭaḥ is something very, 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 very special. Like him, nobody else is. So therefore, viśiṣṭaḥ, śiṣṭakṛch. Śiṣṭa means discipline, laws which we bring in. So krit means to bring into action. So śiṣṭakṛch means one who brings forth the laws. Bhagavan is the lawmaker, he is the law administrator, and he is the very law also that governs the entire universe. Śiṣṭakṛch. Without laws, everything would have been a chaos. We wouldn't have been able to call it as a cosmos. Everything is so beautifully going on. We may miss out on things. Say, I will come to your house exactly at 5 o'clock, but then we know what we do. We may go the next day 5 o'clock also. But in the universe, everything is so precise. 1 millionth of a second, this side or that side not possible at all. How the planets are moving, how the celestial bodies are moving around, how our earth is moving around, along on its own axis and around. Everything is so precise. That's why we have everything coming at the right time. The seasons come at the right time. The festivals come at the right time. The year, the months, the days, the hour, the second, everything is so precise. Everything is governed. Whatever we throw up has to go down. Law of gravitation. It's law, it's one of the laws. Newton only discovered it. Newton did not create the law. It was there even before. He put it down in the form of a law. But it was there long before. He put it in words. So all these laws are there. Who brought forth those laws? Bhagavan brought forth those laws. So he is the lawmaker. And who administers them? He alone sits behind and makes sure that the laws are all administered over there. So he administers them, he governs them, he is the lawmaker, he is everything. ŚiṣṭakṛchChuchiḥ. Without that, like I said, everything would just collapse. Supposing the earth says, why should I take the same path, elliptical orbit? Why can't, it's boring, monotonous. Why not change the track a little? Or why not go a little slow? Or why not I pick up speed? It's not possible. It will never happen like that. Then the whole thing will tumble down and become an absolute chaos. In the cosmos, everything is rhythmic. Everything happens in a very beautiful pace. Why? Because Bhagavan is there behind. ŚiṣṭakṛchChuchiḥ. And also śiṣṭakṛchChuchiḥ means good people. One, the Lord, who is the one who protects, who looks after all the noble people, the virtuous people who have turned towards Him. Not the ones who are on the wrong path, the ones who are on the right path. The noble people, the virtuous people, the sattvic people. He is the one who looks after them. Their yoga kshema, He alone will look after. Who else will look after? He protects the good. That is His promise in the Bhagavad Gita. 4th chapter. He says, I will come again and again. I come back. For what? To annihilate and destroy the evil and to protect the good and to reinstall back Dharma on its throne. I come again and again is Bhagavan's promise over there for all of us. Therefore, ŚiṣṭakṛchChuchiḥ. Shuchi means pure. Pure doesn't mean how we think about it. Supposing we have gone and then played with mud over there, whatever it is, we have touched mud, gardening, then we say my hand is not clean. Therefore, what do? We have to wash our hand. Water, soap, etc., etc. Then we say my hand is clean. Shuchi. House is dirty. Maybe we had locked it up for so many days and gone out of station. It's not clean. We clean it up. We are not talking that sort of a shuchi over here. We are talking something completely. What is the meaning of impure or ashuchi? Something other than that is there. The floor should be clean. But on the floor there is something other than it. Other than the mosaic. Other than the tile. What is there? Dirt is there. Dirt is something foreign particles which have come over there. It's not an integral part of the floor. Therefore we say it is not clean. When we say this water is not clean, it means other than the H2O, something has gotten into it. Therefore it is impure. So when something other than a substance is there in it, we call it as ashuchi, impure, not clean. So therefore shuchi means there is nothing other than it in itself. When we say 100% pure ghee, there is nothing other than ghee in it. Not a little trace of adulteration at all. Nothing else. No foreign particle, small or big, has entered into it. Therefore we say pure ghee. Therefore we say pure sugar or pure whatever it is. So nothing other than it should be in it. Only then we say Shuchi, pure it is. So when we say Bhagavan is Shuchi, it means there is nothing other than Him in Him. Mala or dirt is not there in Him. Therefore, is nirmala, amala. Nothing other than him. Nothing other than him means what? Not a trace of Prakriti in him. Prakriti cannot touch him at all. Of course, she is a great power, divine power, his power. But she cannot do anything to him. He is like 100% he and he and he alone. In him, there is nothing other than him. Therefore, we say Shuchi. When we had the dream last night, we dreamt so many things. It may have been a good dream or it may have been a bad dream, whatever it is. But when we wake up, we can say, I am pure of the dream. For the waker, there is no trace of the dream whatsoever in him. Whatever good we did in the dream, we are not going to be complimented for or rewarded for it as a waker. Whatever wrong we did in the dream, we are not going to be punished and condemned for what we did in the dream as a waker. The waker is pure, clean of what? Of the dream. So therefore we can say waker is Shuchi with respect to the dream. Similarly, Bhagavan also, Shuchi, when we say nothing other than him exists in him, is immaculate. Now nothing whatsoever can touch him. In the sense, Prakriti cannot ever do. He uses Prakriti. With his grace, she is able to function. Dynamically, she is able to function. But she cannot influence him. He is what he is. The ever pure self is Lord Sri Hari. Shuchihi. Siddhārthaḥ, siddhasaṅkalpaḥ, siddhidaḥ, siddhisādhanaḥ. Throughout the word Siddhi comes in. Therefore, I read them all together. Siddhi means fulfillment. Whatever we desire, it gets fulfilled. Siddha Purushas, all our Mahatmas, we call them as men of fulfillment. They have fulfilled themselves. So that's what the word Siddha means over there. Siddhis, powers. It can be interpreted in so many different ways. So here we are talking about Siddhi means the fulfillment, the end result of whatever activity we have pursued, the karma pala. It can be material, it can be spiritual. So therefore Bhagavan is being addressed over here as siddhārthaḥ. We have heard of Purusharthas, 4 of them are there. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. 4 of them are there. Dharma means values. There are so many interpretations and meanings for the word Dharma. Dharma actually means, in its real import or significance, the law of being. The very law of being is indicated as Dharma. That is why it is called a Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means ancient. Ancient means eternal, never changing. So the never changing what? Dharma. What is Dharma? Law of being. What does law of being mean? That most important quality in each one of us, because of which each one of us or in anything, because of which the thing is the thing or we are what we are. So if we take the example of sugar, sugar's dharma is sweetness. If we remove sweetness from sugar, sugar is not sugar. So sugar has got so many properties, so many characteristics. Some are essential properties, some are non-essential properties. But that very, very important essential property because of which sugar is its dharma. And what is it? Sweetness. Similarly, the dharma of the sun is heat and light. Minus heat and light, sun is not sun. What is our dharma? At various levels we talk of our dharma. Duties, responsibilities, even values. Bhagavan in the Gita calls it as dharma. But the most important thing is, what is it because of which we are called human beings at first at our level. If we say we are human beings, then we should have humane qualities in us. If we remove the humane qualities in us, we are not a human being, though we are walking on 2 feet. That's what it means. Therefore, in the 12th chapter of the Gita, Bhagavan calls values itself as dharma. 13th chapter, he calls values itself as knowledge. Because if that is there, yes, then I can call myself as a cultured person. Then I can call myself as an educated person. We are not talking about literacy. It's got nothing to do with the degrees that we have. And then even beyond that. So first of all, we human beings must become humane. Only then we must become a man. Now we are all, many of us are animal man. We are walking, we are on 2 feet, but we have all the qualities of animals. So many of animalistic qualities are there, rakshasic qualities are there in us, asuric qualities are there in us. So we are not a full human being at all. We are not a man. Once we become a man with humane qualities, only then we can aspire to become a God man. So there, what is it? We are not a human being, we are not a mortal, but we are nothing but Brahman himself. That is supposed to be our highest dharma. That is why we say God is Dharma and Dharma is God. So when we say we all belong to the Sanatana Dharma, what does that Sanatana Dharma mean? It means nothing but Brahman himself. It's actually qualifying in quotes over there, because Bhagavan can never ever be qualified. He can't be explained, he can't be described, he can't be defined. But the teacher, the rishis use all these words to bring it to our comprehension, to make us understand. So 4 purusharthas are there. Dharma. So dharma can again be, like I said already, it can be explained out at various levels of our evolution. The highest being, we reach that highest dharma wherein we become Brahman himself, Brahman itself. Aham Brahmasmi. That is the highest dharma. But to reach that highest dharma, we have to do our dharma now. So in the beginning, it's all duties, responsibilities, and a little higher values, etc. Then slowly we move ahead to become that dharma. So of the 4 dharma, then artha. Artha means all that we have acquired in our lives. So we want this, we want that in our lives, and therefore we put in self-effort. So anything, artha doesn't only mean wealth. Artha means knowledge, health, everything that becomes an asset in our lives is artha only. So dharma, artha, kama, desires, our ambitions, whatever we want to reach in our lives, what goals we have set in our lives, that is called as kama. It comes in that category. Moksha means liberation. So we call these as the purusharthas. For a purusha, for a man doesn't mean only man. There is no masculine gender and feminine gender over here. Purusha means all of us human beings. So for all of us, these are the 4 which have been given to us. Dharma, artha, kama and moksha. Bhagavan is siddhārthaḥ, means he has fulfilled within himself all the 4. So Bhagavan need not do anything to fulfill his desire, because there is nothing that is not fulfilled within him. He is the fulfilled one, the absolute fulfilled one. So he need not have to struggle like us, put in effort like us, and try to gain something which he has not yet gained till now. He has gained everything. In the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan tells us, in all the 3 worlds, Arjuna, I have nothing to gain by working, by putting forth effort, but still you see me active, because he is a role model for all of us. So therefore there is nothing that the Lord needs to do to reach something which he has not yet gained. He has gained everything that has to be gained, 100+%. So therefore siddhārthaḥ, all the 4 aspects, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, he is fulfilled. He is the fulfilled. And to what extent fulfilled? Not 20%, 30%, 80%, 90% or 99.99%. It is 100%. Therefore we call him as siddhārthaḥ. Then siddhasaṅkalpaḥ. Sankalpas mean thoughts, willing and wishing. Where we have a desire, we start willing and we start wishing to fulfill that desire. So first part is willing and wishing. Only then we enter into the field of activity and put in effort to gain whatever we have willed for or wished for, and at the end the result will come to us. So Bhagavan over here, so many times we will for so many things, we wish for so many things, but it doesn't happen in our lives at all. Oh, I wanted this, but it never happened. I wanted that, that did not happen. In fact, the majority of the things will be not happened only for us. That is why Dasaru so nicely says, Hari Chitta Satya, Nara Chitta Lavalesha Nadayado, he says. Whatever we will and wish for, it just doesn't happen at all. 0.001% may get fulfilled in our lives. That's why we are always miserable and sad. Anxiety is there, depression is there, sorrow is there, grief is there. Because the list of things that we want is huge. And if we check out that, only a few have been fulfilled. And that too not 100% also. Little to some extent is got fulfilled. Bhagavan is not like that at all. Siddhasaṅkalpaḥ. Whatever he wills and wishes, it just happens. And should he put in any effort? No, he need not have to put in any effort at all. That is why we call him Paramatma or Parabrahma. This much of an effort he need not have to put in at all. See, he only has to wish and he has to will, and there it happens. In this context only we ask the Lord, may your grace, shower your grace upon me. He just has to look at us, not even fully, one side glance. We call it as kataksha drishti. With the corner of your eye, you look at me. If you look at me, everything will get taken care of. I need not have to open my mouth and tell what I want, and you need not have to open your mouth and say, okay, I will give you this. It just happens. Everything will fall in place. So like that, siddhasaṅkalpaḥ means whatever he just wills and wishes for, he need not open his mouth and say. Bhagavan has to just think of, because we'll talk about saguna, give him a name and give him a form. Whatever Bhagavan thinks within himself, it just gets accomplished over there. Without any medium in between. He doesn't require a medium, he doesn't require things, he doesn't require any ingredient, nothing. It just fulfills itself. We call it as astu. May the rains be, it will rain. But when we say may the rains come, it may not come. So anything that the Lord wishes, may this happen to her, to this devotee, it will happen. So siddhasaṅkalpaḥ, the Hari Chitta alone. That is why they say Lord's will alone will be done. Not mine, not mine. So we have to transfer all our willing and wishing to him. In the sense, if we align our willing and wishing to his willing and wishing, because his willing and wishing can never go wrong. Come what may, it will never go wrong. And it will always be beneficial both for us and for everybody around us also. Because Bhagavan always has a larger perspective. We are all very narrow-minded people. We are only thinking of I and me, and maybe one or two people around me. Beyond that, we can't think. So if we can align our willing and wishing to his willing and wishing, then we will see things falling into place. So that is why Hari Chitta Satya, Lord's will alone, not my chitta, not my chitta, Hari Chitta. So siddhasaṅkalpaḥ. And even when we'll come to that later, siddhidaḥ. So if we can align our willing and wishing to his willing and wishing, that means all our activity, because our willing itself has become aligned to him. So it's not my desiring, it is Bhagavan's desiring now over here. It is his divine sankalpa, not my individual selfish sankalpa. So when that happens, who comes and executes it in the field of activity? It is not me, but it is he himself functioning through us. So at that point of time, we become a mere instrument. The Lord takes over. So therefore, Hari Karta, Naham Karta. So if we can maintain that within us, and if it can become a conviction in us, then we can actually feel that I am not doing anything. It's only the Lord who is accomplishing everything to me, through me. Which means the effort that we are putting in. The last one, Siddhi Sādhanaḥ. For the Siddhi, for our desires to get fulfilled, Sadhana. Sadhana means the path that we are taking, the path that we are walking, the effort that we are putting in. So many times we get a desire, I want children, I want 80 marks, I want 90 marks, whatever it is. And then how can I get it? I have not studied, cheat, or look into somebody else's paper, or bring pieces of paper with answers written. That is not the right path. That is a path of adharma. So when we say sadhana over here, it's the right path. It may be a difficult path, but it is the right path that we have to take. So Bhagavan himself, if we can surrender to him totally and align ourselves to him, he becomes the very sadhana in us. The very sadhana, it's a doing word. So sadhana means what we are doing. It's a doing word. It's a verb over there. So at every step in our lives, what the self-effort that we are putting in physically, and of course the mind is being used, the intellect also is being brought into the field of activity, all of that, it will all become his and not ours. So sadhana means the very effort that we are going to that we put in to gain something that we want. For that siddhi, I am putting in this much of effort. I am walking this path. That path is sadhana. So siddhi sadhanaha means Bhagavan himself becomes the path for us, and to walk the path we need energy, we need dynamism, we need something to push us forward. Otherwise none of us will get up and move, do anything. Why? Inertia is so strong in us. Tamas is so strong in us. So the very something, what is it that makes her work so much? What is it that makes him work so much? It looks like he is a workaholic. He works so much or she works so much and they never get tired at all. Something is propelling them or pushing them as though from behind, making them do. And sometimes we don't even feel that they are getting exhausted over there. It doesn't feel like that at all. Small little things, we get tired, we get exhausted, we want breaks. In a meeting, we want 5 breaks. Coffee break, then some other break. So what is that keeps us going on? So we have a sankalpa, there is a wishing and a willing aligning itself to the divine, and when we enter into the activity, what is it that keeps us going on in spite of hurdles, challenges, obstacles, etc. They'll all come. Even if it will come in our life, in our Bhagavan himself. So that is why we very beautifully we say Krishna alone is the gati, or Shiva alone is gati. Any of our gods, Rama alone is gati. Gati has got 2 meanings. Gati means goal which we want to reach, whatever we want to gain in our life, spiritual or materialistic, and also gati means the path that we take. So that's what is being indicated over here in all these 4 names over here of the Lord. Bhagavan is my goal. I want to reach that. Therefore there is a willing and a wishing over there. And what is the path that I have to take? Path also is he. Goal also is he. And when we are walking the path which is he again is there along with us walking. So the energy and the dynamism and the inner silent push that we need in our lives to put that one step forward and then again another step forward, it is he only. He is actually accompanying us. That's the meaning of siddhi sadhanaha. So the very sadhana or the very effort that we are putting in our field of activity is not mine. We say, I am so tired, I am so exhausted, I worked this much. I put all my mind and intellect together and then I planned out. We have to plan, everything is there. And then I work so hard, I have sweated for it, I have toiled for it. Siddhi sadhanaha. Nothing is ours. Everything is his or he alone. Siddhi sadhanaha. If this much we have done in our lives, siddhidaḥ. Daha means to give. Varada we call Bhagavan. Vara means boons. Da means to give. So Varada means one who gives to us the boons that we want. So many people give us what we want, but he is Varada Raja. He is the king of all people, means he is the highest. He is actually the one who dispenses of whatever we want in our lives. Bhagavan's hastas we have. One is called Abhaya Hasta, where the palm with the fingers are pointing upward. that hand, that mudra is called as abhayahasta. But if the Lord is, has kept his hand with his fingers pointing down, it is called varadahasta. So whatever we want in our lives, he gives to us. That is the meaning of siddhidaḥ. He alone gives. Maybe he will give it out through, not maybe he gives through others. Oh, she gave me, or he gave me, or that happened, promotion came, increment happened, this happened, that happened. All those things, without his will, nothing will happen. So all these 4 words over here, namas of the Lord, siddhārthaḥ, siddhasaṅkalpaḥ, siddhidaḥ, siddhisaādhanaḥ, very beautifully are giving to us our program in our lives, how it should be. So the willing and the wishing, first of all, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, all are full. To give to us, he should have. If we go to a person and ask, maybe I didn't bring my purse or what wallet, can you spare me 100 rupees? She should have to lend to us. If she doesn't have, even if he asks, what will she give? So first of all, he should have everything in plenty to give it to us. Does Bhagavan have? Yes. Why? Siddhārthaḥ is. Anything we want, from dharma, artha, kama and moksha, whatever we want in our lives. We want dharma, he has it within. We want artha, of course he has it within. Kama, desire fulfiller, because all his desires are fulfilled. Therefore, he gets the unique ability and the capacity to fulfill all our desires. Moksha, he is the moksha dham for us. So, siddhārthaḥ, all the purusharthas totally fulfilled within himself. So, therefore, since he has everything in him, he can give it to us. Wealth, we can ask. Knowledge, we can ask. Health, we can ask. Strength, we can ask. Vairagya, we can ask. What, name it, it is there with him. How much does he have? In plenty he has got. Therefore, he can give it to us. For him to give it to us, we have to have a willing and a wishing at our level. But we have to make sure that our willing and wishing aligns itself to him. The moment our willing sankalpas are aligned to Bhagavat Sankalpa, things start falling in place. There he is in our lives, taking charge of everything. Then he himself becomes the sadhana. I did this sadhana, we did not do. Then who did? Bhagavan sweated it out, we can say. So for whom the fatigue is there, he is gone. He is sweating it out. I am not doing anything, but he is doing it for me. He is walking my path. So therefore siddhi-sadh, so he becomes the path, and then finally at the end of it, when something has to come, siddhi has to come to us, the results have to come to us, fulfillment has to happen to us. Who gives it to us? He alone gives it to us. Nobody else can give anything to us. If at all anybody is giving anything to us, it's because he has given it to them. And therefore in turn they are giving it to us. So therefore ultimately whatever we get in our lives, in our materialistic life or in our spiritual life, everything comes from him only. So siddhārthaḥ, siddhasaṅkalpaḥ, siddhidaḥ, siddhisaādhanaḥ.